Hello and welcome back to Shift Your Shit with Marielle. I'm so grateful for you being here, being you, that you can get more free and clear in your mind and body and see the reality that you want to see in your day-to-day world. So I want to share with you a little bit about this journey and know that you are not alone and know that if you're hearing this, it is for you. And I continue to remind the audience that I am just a remembrance of who you are. So when we as a human hear something from someone and it just clicks and it just makes sense to us, it's a deeper remembrance. It's not new information, it's remembering. So when I share with you these things, notice what things feel like that aha or that remembrance for you. And I intend that this is a space where you can come back to again and again to remember who you are. Because once we remember who we are, once we trust in ourselves more and our inner guidance more, our world becomes that much brighter internally. And then we see more of the beauty, light, love externally. I always say it starts within, so without. When we are judging others, when we are fearing other things, and when we are just seeing the things outside of us, irking us, triggering us, it is an awakening to us to untangle and unleash so that we can step into a deeper, more abundant vessel, which the word soul is in vessel. So many of us think that manifesting is thinking about those external things, but really what it is to have a bigger container within you so that you can then have the space for it to come in. So if you are wanting and desiring this mansion experience in your mind, body, reality, if all you have is a small cluttered space, it's not ready for that to expand. Another example is if you have a shot glass and you're filling it with water, you cannot expect to fill it with more water if the shot glass is smaller. We have to work on expanding the shot glass with our magic, with our internal imagination, so that we can actually take the magic and expand that container, expand that glass, so that more water is just flowing and ready to come in through us. Now, this all sounds like gibberish and woo and cliche. That's okay. You get to meet yourself where you're at. And I intend that these are things where something will click for you and you run with it and you start to see the shifts happen. I don't just speak it, I live it, and I see these shifts for myself and those that I work with, and I want to see it for you too. So right now, take a pause from something that you're manifesting and just close your eyes for a moment if you can and you're not driving. And I want you to picture something that you desire. And as you picture that, move away from it for a moment and just see, what would it be like, or what does it need to be? What kind of vessel do I need to expand into to let that in? The metaphor of what is happening in our mind, in our subconscious mind, in our deeper mind, is we have this adorable, cute, hardworking beaver that is putting up these logs, creating a home, creating a space, creating safety, a safety net, so that the river doesn't flow as fluidly. But it's not focusing on the river, it's focusing on, I'm building this dam, I'm building this container, I'm doing my job. And that's what our deeper mind is doing, where it thinks it is helping and supporting us. But many times, most of our thoughts, one, are not ours, and two, are protecting us from our actual magic to unleash, from the actual river to flow. We are the river, we're not the beaver or the dam it's building. So for a moment, I want you to even picture this beaver building the dam. And we get to tell it, take a break, take a breath, just for a moment even. And it might feel confused because it's one job that you're telling it to just pause from. But when we notice that it's doing that, it gets to pause and breathe. We get to now focus on the river flowing, which is who we really are. Nature is just reminding us who we are. No wonder why when we're in nature, we take a step outside, we shift. It's a remembrance. Mother Nature, it's us mothering ourselves first. So as this beaver is taking a breather, Maybe so all the deeper mind chatter can too. And that's how we expand our vessel, because then we start to hear maybe some of the chatter that's going on, which is so okay. We can notice and listen and not run from it, but hold space for it to flow through the river. Because again, if we're blocking all that chatter too, like the dam, it's just going to build up and build up and build up, and eventually push through and be this big explosive experience. Instead, we get to look at each speck, notice, witness, and even speak to it like a 5-year-old. On the YouTube channel, I share that our deeper minds are like a 5-year-old, and an activation for you to take this week is to actually, in a moment that you're doing a behavior pattern or a subconscious thought is coming that it no longer serves this vessel you're growing into, I invite you to out loud talk to it like a 5-year-old. And it might sound weird and seem weird, but what you're doing is breaking the habit. Because normally you're not talking to yourself either out loud or like a 5-year-old. So for example, I'm witnessing myself doing this. I see you're doing this thing. I see this thought's coming up again. That's interesting. One of my favorite things to try on is I wonder, and then seeing what fills in the blank with that. As you change the way that you are speaking to these things showing up, your vessel must shift. It's breaking up the habit, just like you would drive to work a certain way. Change the way, you change. So right now, just notice a metaphor that works for you, a visual that works for you as your eyes are closed. Are you seeing yourself driving one way and then taking another detour? Because that's opening up new possibilities. Are you seeing yourself maybe even petting the beaver as it's taking a break, going, you're doing the best you can and we can pause now? Are you seeing yourself in a habit, condition, or program that's going on and showing up for you? And maybe you're noticing yourself pausing and actually talking to yourself like a 5-year-old. Pick one that resonates with you right now and just walk yourself through that moment. Feeling empowered, feeling more of your freedom, more of your expansion, of your vessel growing, changing, shifting. What once was can't remain. We get to thank it for the survival, and we now get to be and thrive in our mind. So right now, just notice from this visual what now is occurring. What message is coming through to you from you. The guidance is always internal. The compassion, the word compass is in compassion because our compassion to self is the compass to our clarity, to our certainty, to our strength, to our joy, and to our light. And always feel free to pause this and take as much time as you want in this. That you show up for this internal work. We so often speak about our work and what we do in the world and produce day in, day out. But what about the inner work? If you knew that was the most important work you were here to do, how would you show up for it? And you are right now, and celebrating this moment that you are showing up for you and that you are moving through this shift right now. Notice your breath. And there's going to be something that comes to mind in nature, or maybe an animal or mythical figure, creature, that represents this shift, that represents you now doing something different. It can be so small, which that's all relative in any way, just a perspective of what is small even. What if this is actually a really big moment for you? What if you even say out loud right now, this is huge. Right now, what is happening within me is shifting me to a new frequency. And if you don't believe it yet, step into a version of you that fully believes it before seeing it. That right now, that beaver taking a break, that right now, that you driving down a different street, that right now, you talking to yourself like a 5-year-old out loud is changing the script and rewriting the next chapter of you. If you've ever seen The Truman Show, I highly recommend it. A beautiful movie. You start to realize the matrix of the mind that you're no longer here for. And just see this thing falling off that no longer serves you. The way you speak to yourself, how you show up in a relationship or work, any moment or situation. An internal, you got this. Knowing that you are not the same vessel right now that you were before listening today. And breathe into that. Take a breath in this newer version of you. Inhale. And exhale, release anything else that's ready to release. And repeating these words out loud, I have certainty in this new frequency. I have certainty in the way that I'm going to be showing up to myself, to others, to the world. And a reminder that you're never alone. The word alone has all one. And we are all one here, and we all are just helping guide each other back home to why your soul is here, because your soul is here for a reason. It chose to be here, wanted to experience everything that you already have experienced, just to get you here right now to remember. One more deep breath in. And see that animal, mythical, wild creature, figure, or thing in nature, and exhale it through every cell of your body. And take this with you. The mind already knows exactly what has been occurring today within this shift. And that image is your power to remind you, to continue to remind that subconscious mind who you really are. And when you're ready, blinking the eyes open. I thank you so much for being here for you today. And I'd love to hear from you about what showed up. Things that you like to get support with. And you can always message me to learn more of ways to work with me at mindfulnesswithmariel@gmail.com. And send in your questions, share your comments. I love to hear from you, intentions that you have moving into this new version of you. There is so much love here for you, always and all the ways. And I will see you next time. You got this. If you're ready to shift your shit and kill your fear in a deeper way, fast, efficiently, and effectively, feel free to reach out at mindfulnesswithmariel@gmail.com. That's mindfulnesswithmariel, MARIEL, @gmail.com. You can find what my current offerings are and my one-on-one containers if there's openings, so that we can get you more free and clear in mind and body, so that you create the world and reality that you want, living a life or business or both better. You got this.